Okay, folks, something is disturbing me right now, and there's a little dot. Sound should be okay right now. You guys requested it, and now it's my first time to make a little short film in English. Let's see how it sounds. You guys asked for some information about my film cameras. Maybe it's funny to hear me talking in English, but we'll see. Let's talk about film cameras. I have the Praktica LT L3 with a 50mm 1.8 lens. It was kind of a present from a good friend of us, Nina. Hi. The other film camera is the Nikon FM2. It's a good old classic film camera with a good build quality, and they both cameras are all mechanical. So the only part which needs a battery is the metering, the light metering. I'll show you. So this is a Praktica LT L3. It has a little dent on top of the lens, but that doesn't bother me not much. It still works perfectly, the condition is very good. And I did shot a film already with it. Like I said, it's all mechanical and it's all basic. There's nothing too fancy. But how to work with the film camera? You have to load the film first, and then what I do is to set the ISO, so for the film camera, the ACA is it, I guess. It's right here, so you can lift this knob and then dial in your ISO from the film, and then you set your shutter speed right here. You can set it to 1/1000th of a second with this camera. My other one, the Nikon, you can set it to 4,000th of a second. And this is something you can't do with these cameras in the 70s. When you're outside and the light is bright, and you can't shoot wide open with these lenses. Usually I shoot with 500 or 1,000th of a second, depends on the light outside. Then I go to this ring. You can set your aperture in there. Usually it's 4 or 2.8. And with this little knob here, you can meter the light. So when you look through the viewfinder and push this little button, there is a lever at the right side, and whether it's overexposed, it's right there, and when it's underexposed, it goes like this. But there's a little tiny circle in the viewfinder, and you have to manage to keep that lever right in front of that circle. You have to set the focus after it, and it's all manual again, of course. This is this little tiny ring up here, and it's very easy. You look through the viewfinder, and then it gets sharp. Like I said, it's from the 70s, 80s, something around that. It still works perfectly. Okay, but my little beauty, the next one. It's a Nikon FM2. I'm very proud to have this in this really good condition. There you go. The Nikon FM2. It's kind of an icon in the film camera industry. Looked like this from the other side. I have the 24mm attached to it. It's a 2.8 IAS lens. But I think when you're really into film camera and you really want to try it out, I think this is the perfect camera to start with. This camera is not too big, so you see my hand. I can easily grab it with my hand. And yeah, the handling is almost the same like the Praktica LT. But as I told you, here you see the 4,000th of a second, which was new to that time, and now you can shoot wide open even when there's bright light outside. Yeah, here there's another one. Here you see how many shots you have taken. Can you see it? And yeah, you put the film inside, you set your ISO again, set your shutter speed, and then you go over to the exposure dial, set the exposure, you check the metering again. But here's some kind of different handling with this camera. In order to start the metering of this camera, you have to pull the lever out just a tiny little bit, and then the shutter is released. And when you half press it, the metering starts inside. And here it's different. There's a little LED on the right side. Can you see the LED? But this LED tells you whether your exposure is correct or you're under or you're overexposed. It's like a circle when you're well exposed, and a plus when you're overexposed, and a minus when you're underexposed, the picture. So yeah, when you pull this lever in again, the shutter button is locked and you can't accidentally hit it. You can put your film stock right there, so you know what you are shooting. I just attached a little UV filter to protect the lens. Nothing too fancy, it's a Hoya UV filter with a 52 filter thread. Goody, goody, goody! So I think that wraps it all up with my two film cameras. What kind of film stocks do I use? Usually my favorite one is the Portra 400 from Kodak, but I am trying different film stocks out. And yeah, start shooting film. Just grab a film camera, try it out. If you want to learn how your camera works, I think there's nothing more to grab than a film camera. I'm totally in it right now. I want to shoot a lot. Hopefully we are able to travel again someday, but I think time will come and then we all shoot film again. That would be great. So I hope you enjoyed this little short film, and yeah, see you in the next one.